that one and make that fan turn off. Yes.
Yay.
Here we are. Emily Dillon, welcome. Truth, Love, and Peace, episode number 36. And we are here in the, I don't know what you want to call it, an undisclosed location.
We call it the Boingo Dome.
The Boingo Dome.
Yeah, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
I like it. So, buttons pressed and all that good stuff. Everything's recording, all that. So, I'm going to get on here and share this on Facebook.
Okay.
And we're going to start, while I'm doing that, with the appropriate plugs. Of course, truthloveandpeace.com. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check that out. But I think the biggest plug is for those of you catching this live or catching this prior to April 6th at the back porch, you will be headlining. So let's start there. Tell us about that show. Give us the rundown while I'm doing this on Facebook.
Well, it's been a long time. I kind of took a break from the comedy for a little while, and I feel really good. The back porch is where I started, and sort of, I'd say it's the home comedy venue, and
Your home field.
Yeah, it's home. So yeah, doing that. Going to be headlining on Friday the 6th. It's going to be at 9:30. Show starts with my good friends Tiffany Davis. She's from Mobile, and also our little local darling Olivia Searcy.
Yay!
Yeah, she rocks, as does Tiffany. I haven't seen Tiffany in 4 years.
I saw her at the Merry Widow last week.
You did?
I did. I found out she was going to be on the bill, and I didn't want to spill the beans. But I'm excited about it.
She killed it, didn't she?
Yeah, she's good.
She kicks ass. I love Tiffany. I haven't seen her in 4 years. Back when I did a show with her in out in Pritchard, we did one, and that was, I was terrified.
In Pritchard, I imagine.
I'm from Maine, so that's where they make white people, and so it was really cool. Everybody was very, very cool. Then, in fact, at the end of the night, one of my favorite things that has ever happened to me in my entire life was this lady comes up to me and says, it was myself and one other female comic who was there. We were white, everybody else was black, which for me, this girl from Maine who, the first time I saw black people was The Cosby Show. And then we had a couple in high school, and, their mom was white, so, But, and then I became a Navy wife, so I just got, then I got introduced to the different types of folks, from all over. But going to Pritchard, even my black friends were like, man, you don't want to go to Pritchard. And I went, and I did my show, or our show, and it was fantastic. Everybody was so welcoming, and they had such a good time. And at the end of the show, this lady comes up to me, and she goes, you know what? She's like, you're pretty funny for a white lady. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I was just so honored. I'm ridiculous, but it was just, I felt so good that I got to make these people happy, What do you mean by these people, right?
No, that's
all of everyone there. It was cool. Sorry.
That's the beauty. No. Ramble on, by all means. It's the beauty of comedy, is it transcends a lot of barriers. Laughter is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, it'll throw a few up if people are ready to do it. Some people are ready with their hammer to just throw up the barriers, I'll tell you.
There's a lot of defense mechanisms that go on, and there's a lot of reasoning behind that. There's a lot of layers to why people get defensive, I think. But thankfully, laughter is one of the things. Laughter and music. I've always been a big part of my world for that reason.
Absolutely.
Breaking down barriers all day long.
I know it.
Pritchard, I can't imagine trying to be funny.
It was awesome. It was so much fun.
My first thought is like the Apollo. Like the crowd at the Apollo was always known to be there to weed out the weak link.
Yeah.
Like they're as much there to be entertained as they are to ruin your night if you're not entertaining.
Yeah,
and Alfred's told me, some of the other comedians in Mobile have told me how.
Oh, he was there. Alfred was there.
Oh man, I would be so scared. I'd be so scared.
No, he was very supportive.
Oh, Alfred's awesome.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
There's a lot of great people, man. This whole community, the whole comedy community, because here I am, and I know there's a lot of other people that are not from here. I came down here not originally but I was a Navy wife, and so I ended up PCS'd here, so permanent change of station. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that with all of the acronyms, because I know none of them.
Oh. Well, there's a few acronyms I will leave out since we'll have
The military ones.
Yeah.
The military ones.
Yeah, no, we just basically moved here. We were stationed in Hawaii. We moved here. And soon after we got here, I got a divorce. So one of the things that I always wanted to do was to be a comedian, like my whole entire life. I found footage of me doing stand-up in my bedroom, doing horrible Pee Wee Herman impressions when I was 11 years old.
Nice.
I know. Yeah, I could still do it, but I won't.
We all did that scene in Walk in the Bar. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
that's good memories.
So I come here and I get to join. I decided to go and do the stand-up. You know, a friend of mine was like, hey, you still want to be a comedian? I'm like, yeah, why not? So it was actually my buddy Paul Salcedo. He was going to do it with me, but he chickened out. And so I went that night and I did my thing. And the local guys, all the local comics were there. And I got up and I did my shtick. And they loved it. They came up to me. They're like, that was your first time? I said, yeah, man. They're like, girl, you got it. I said, I know. I just needed somewhere to put it. So no arrogance there. Just, I don't give a shit. I just want to make people happy.
Yeah. Because
so much crap happens to you in life. Mm-hmm. And you got to turn that shit into sugar,
Yeah.
I mean, I was mortified. I didn't know what to do with myself after the divorce because my kid was the first summer that my kids went to their dad and I'd never been without them and I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with myself? I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. So I started doing comedy, and it's better than Coke, from what I've heard. I haven't even done that.
It is addictive. It is an awesome rush. I can definitely empathize with that. Ever since the first time I did it, I'm right there with you. I got hooked too. Man, there's just so much about the first time being on a microphone and how hard it is to get over that hurdle. And I don't think it's arrogant to say that you can accomplish something. I think everybody has a natural amount of funny. I think the harder part is getting up the gumption to do it in public.
And
right?
finding the people that, well, like I tell people, that the number one rule of comedy, they're like, how do you get up there? How do you do that? You seem so comfortable on the mic. You gotta not give a shit what people think of you.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to get over.
Well, none of it matters. By the time you hit the dirt, people are going to forget you 5 minutes later.
Sure.
So who gives a shit? Just go out and have a good time. As long as you're not hurting people and you're not being hateful, just do it. Mm-hmm. Just do it. And anyone who's going to have a bad opinion of you, that's their issue. It's not yours. I mean, unless you're being harmful, but that's,
Not the point. Like, shouldn't have that intention. I agree.
Oh, man, it's so good. It was very cathartic. I mean,
people laugh.
Yeah, man, and at the expense of my ex-husband, which I don't do those anymore because things are better now. But but God, it helped. It was a lot cheaper than a therapist. But yeah, so you just get to keep. You just keep rolling, man.
I've never thought of comedy from that angle, but it is. It's a big part of who we are. Is that we want to persuade people to agree with us,
mm-hmm.
and that sounds like a lot of what was working for you was being in a situation where you could go and find a place to vent, mm-hmm. but get that feedback, from not having that normal support network. Exactly. That's very cool. That's very cool.
Well, because everyone's bent. Every single person that walks in the door has had a shitty day.
Yeah.
And it's my job. This is how I don't. Some people get upset when the audience doesn't laugh at them and they blame the audience. And I don't believe, that's just me, but I don't believe that that's the case. I mean, some people are jerks, but it's all about product placement. If you go up and you cater to an audience, you do your jokes, and they don't respond not the right product for what they need.
Yeah.
You're not the right comedian for them. That doesn't mean you're a bad comedian. It just means you weren't the right piece for that puzzle.
Yeah, I'd take it a step further and say I totally agree. But I think for a lot of comedians, there's a way for them to alter their delivery.
Absolutely.
That can speak to a different crowd.
Yeah, those are the pros, man.
Yeah.
I call her my fairy god comic, Caroline Picard. She
I don't recognize that name.
Oh, you should.
Yeah,
you need to pay attention.
Caroline Picard.
Yes, Caroline Picard.
Caroline.
She is the Cajun queen. And
is this someone that's been around for a while?
well,
Someone I
yeah,
should
she
definitely
does
should have seen?
she does the Carnival cruises now. But she came out on my show once when I had a show at the Jellyfish 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It went for about 3 years. And I had all kinds of different people come through from all over the country, and it was so amazing, and everybody loved it out there. And we had a lot of fun. But I met Caroline, and she's older. I mean, she's in her 60s. She's about 20 years older than I am, maybe a little bit more. But she is absolute proof that the great thing about comedy is there's no age limit.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely none. And her perspective on life from her generation is kick ass, and she could speak to everyone. So that's what, and what she told me was like, you need to sit back, you need to go in beforehand, and you need to read the room. You need to pay attention to who's in the room before you go up there. You don't just go up there and do your cookie cutter set. You got to know who you're talking to. And because I made that mistake once, and it was really bad, and that's where I'm going to leave that one. But it was really bad. Like, I was going to never tell another joke the rest of my life, which I might as well just jump in a hole, because please. But yeah, she's incredible. There's a lot of great people, man.
Caroline Picard.
Yeah, if you need to add her. You need to add her.
Oh, well, give us some other favorites of yours.
Favorites? Well,
I've heard of a lot of comics, so the fact that you toss one out there that I don't know or haven't
well,
heard
she doesn't
of,
come through here. She came through here, did my show, and that was it.
No, I'm talking like, I've been following comedy and listened to it on the radio and watched Seeking Out specials and stuff for a long time, so I've been a fan.
Well,
it's great to have one snuck by, like new, fresh stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Who else do you like?
Well, folks, like the guys that I've had on my show, I love John McClellan. He's out of New York, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. He's kick-ass. Doug Canny is one of my favorites. He comes through here.
Doug Canny is.
Yes.
I was at the back porch.
Yeah.
That was the show that we met at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you, by the way, Doug.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, the kids call him Step Doug, because Doug was actually the one that helped me with my show at the Jellyfish.
Oh, yeah?
He was my first nationally touring comic that... I say nationally touring. What an asshole. He's the first real comic that I had on my show, and it helped me to get my show bumped up from just, hey, we're going to have a couple of local guys to give me more money. We'll do,
Yeah.
And so he was instrumental in that, and he helped me tremendously with, like, look, these are the rules of the this is how you do it. Mm-hmm. The actual logistics of doing a show, not just a go up, be funny.
Right.
He helped me to understand, like, when
business.
Well, sort of, but more like when you're hosting a show, and Tony knows this, Tony Burkett knows this very well. You get up there, you get the crowd going, and then depending on the energy of each following comic, you got to bring the energy to a certain level. You can't have the people too hyped for the next guy, because then you kind of ruin his thunder. See what I mean? You got to you just got to keep it level. And that, I didn't think about that in the beginning, and Doug and others. I mean, Anthony Torino, he's out of Texas. Anthony's brilliant. And Bobby Henline, they came through. Bobby's the burnt comic. He's doing all kinds of stuff for the Wounded Warriors and what's he doing now? Bobby's doing I can't remember. I could look it up, but that would be Assholian of me. Anyway.
You can.
Freedom something, I don't know. But everything he does is trying to help.
We can add it to the
his
comments
brethren.
later. You don't have to
throw
look
it in there. Whatevs.
We get the names in there. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching. They can toss it in there if they know.
Yeah. Somebody is. Who's watching?
Yeah, we've got a couple people in there. We can look and see if there are any comments before this other phone dies.
Cool.
Because this little phone is going to die.
I'm just yammering here.
No, that's good. That's most of what we're doing.
Oh, whoa. Keep the phone down. Nothing like jacking things up, man.
It works. It works.
Oh, God. I did. My friend Robin Howard, she's this old, made me laugh so hard. I was rushed to the ER to oxygen. I was in the hospital for a week. It is true.
Wait. Sorry, I was reading comments.
Yeah,
you go right ahead. You got them. You tell us.
Okay. My friend, okay. I have... she's one of my, she's my CML sister. Go ass face, go. I was diagnosed in 2016, end of 2016, with leukemia.
Okay.
With chronic myelogenous leukemia. It's the same kind that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has. So, yeah, now we have something else in common. And it's chronic, and I'm doing very well with it. You take it's a mutation. I mean, the jokes are there are just so many jokes there. It's a chromosomal mutation. And basically it creates this new chromosome called the Philadelphia chromosome. And so I'm sort of like a Down syndrome kid and an X-Men, and meet in the middle, and my superpower is I can see what my kids are doing behind me. So, but I can also fly and I don't die. So there's that. It's really great. So I take a pill every night.
I'll take the flying.
Yeah. What are you laughing at, you crackhead? My kid is in the other room. So I take a pill every night, and as long as it works, I'll be all right to a degree. It does have some side effects. So I don't have problems because of the cancer. I have problems because of the chemo. So it's like pick your poison, which really sucks.
Yeah.
But I joined a Facebook group. There's about 4,000 of us worldwide, and we just share information about CML. And anyone who would like to donate to LLS.org, the Lymphoma Leukemia Society.
LLS.org.
Yeah, Lima Sierra. LLS.org. Those are military letters, Compton.
I don't do military stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a great shot, and I
have a
love my
Rolodex
guns.
full.
I do not do military stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a Rolodex full of military stuff anyway.
Which is weird, because I've got a Marine flag.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why? Is your dad a Marine?
No.
You just like Marines? Compton?
Once upon a time. Maybe.
You
Once
like to
upon a
hoorah
time.
a little bit? Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time. That was an eighth
You
grade.
like to shoot, move, communicate, huh?
Thanks. See, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. I feel like, if anything, I was the Eddie Izzard version of
Oh, yeah. The
running, jumping, climbing, putting on makeup.
playing trees.
God, Eddie Izzard Dressed to Kill is one of the best comedy specials of all time.
Yes, it is. You know how I was introduced to him?
No.
One of my best friends from high school, her husband said, Emily, you've got to watch this comedian. He looks just like you did in high school. Yeah, Dan Dunkel.
Oh, man.
Yep. And I did, and I fell in love with him. I'm like, so yeah. I love it because he's got brains. I like brains.
I can understand
The chemo's getting to me, right?
that. So, we were answering the question, and
Yes.
you were telling the story of leukemia.
Oh, so Robin, God, now I
sidetracked.
completely... Welcome to Captain Tangent's fucking monkey circus. Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll keep each other on track. So apparently, since there's some people on here and some people making comments, we can see all that. So if you want to turn this into an AMA of just bombarding Emily with questions, I am happy to host that parade.
Oh, yeah. I'll answer anything. I may not answer it truthfully.
I would love to see where that goes. So I would gladly be involved in that.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of none of your business?
But we know a guy you can call.
Yeah. Well, maybe one or two. Hey, Soph, how you doing? Soph would be my kid. Yeah, she's over there.
People with salad
I
utensils.
am with my itchy. So Robin, I made her laugh. I did I got dressed up at Halloween like my boss, Miss Barbara. I'm an commercial insurance agent by day, and my superhero is being a comedian. And a mom. Sorry. It's the cancer, really, I promise. So I dressed up like her one day for Halloween, and it turned into, she had the black curly hair and the great big black glasses with the rhinestones on, and big red lipstick, and the long Cruella de Vil cigarettes, and the fingernails, and the bling on all of her clothes. And I go into work, and I ended up winning $100 for the Halloween thing, and it just turned into this character, Maria Bagaduccio. So I was talking like Maria Bagaduccio, and it was wonderful. It was fabulous. So me and Maria, we start doing this thing. Well, I sent a video. I posted a video on the Facebook. You know the Facebook, right? Yeah, where the kids are all talking. Well, now they're not talking anymore. They're going to the Snapchat and the Instagram. I don't know what that's about because you can't talk. You're just looking at pictures and people talking bullshit about a picture with a bunch of hashtags. What's with the pound signs? These kids got to quit pounding everything. Oy. Anyway, so, which is funny because Maria Bagaduccio just turned into Maria Bagaduchenstein. So I did this video, and Robin, who also has CML, and she's had a couple of other health problems, because if you have other comorbidities with it, it can really kick your ass. Luckily, my only comorbidity is I'm fat and obnoxious. That's one. But she ended up laughing so hard, she had an asthma attack so bad that her husband took her to the emergency room, and she ended up going into the ICU. Man. Which was a blessing, because she had a pleural effusion, which is like water that collects on your lungs. So, I saved a life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drowned her from the inside, man.
From the inside out. Wow.
Hi, Robbie
She
Holder.
laughed so hard she pulled her lung away from her lung.
And if anybody knows about lungs, it's me, all right?
Oh, do tell.
I know all about lungs. My lungs are they're so, I can breathe underwater for like a week. It's fantastic.
See, sometimes I'm a little late to the joke because I thought we were actually going to have a conversation about lungs there for a second.
No, lungs? Really? Real lungs?
Well, yeah, because I know some things about that.
Like, fucking Robin.
Thoracic surgeon.
Thoracic?
Anyway, yeah.
No, I like guys.
Not important. So Robin has actually put that comment. I think I saw that comment somewhere else that you and I were both involved in the same post. So I think that kills two of my questions with one stone.
Which was
how do you put somebody in the ER?
Yeah, I did.
Because I'm pretty sure that's the same woman.
Yes, it is. It is. But she does it to me too. Sophie knows that Robin has put something on my page. When I laugh so uncontrollably, throw my head back, I go, fucking Robin! Don't I? Every time. It's insane. It's madness, I tell you. Madness!
So, from someone who...
Steve Bowman is watching. Hello, Steve. Yes, welcome. Are you with your lovely girlfriend? I'm quite pleased that you've met her. She's gorgeous. And she has big boobies, which I'm told you like.
That's so awkward.
I don't know who that is, but we should tag him.
Oh, he's on it.
So we can see... This is about to die, and it's pointless for me to look
just
at.
like my hopes and dreams.
Yeah, it's okay. Are there any other questions in the comments that you want to answer before
None.
before I start tossing real questions at
Go.
you?
Toss them at me.
I don't have any real questions.
So if we turn the AC down, I'm a little heated over here.
So is the camera.
The camera's getting hot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to ask you a super serial question, and then I thought better of it. Just because we don't have to go there.
You can.
If you want to.
Who did I vote for? No, let's not. I don't want to get my ass
I was
kicked.
going to ask you about the chemo treatments.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about the side effects of the chemo, and I can't imagine. I am a big advocate for people that know me of plant medicines. You know, I keep up with MAPS, which is one of the programs Rick Doblin does about using MDMA for PTSD, and there's a lot of scientific research.
Stop with the letters. I can't spell that.
Whatever, those are military letters.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I remember when my grandfather said, I would rather just not know because I don't want to go through chemo.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what it's like to take all that stuff and see at the same time the horizons of what the future of those treatments look like.
It would be nice. It's funny because we have on our website, on our CML website, there's a lot of, hey man, try the weed, do the art.
Yeah, it's got to be. Just say that is shitty advice.
Well, it isn't just but people are legitimately using the stuff. It's not going to cure it. That's horseshit.
Right.
It's not going to friggin' cure. Not this guy. It might. I don't know. Maybe it's some miracle cancer, and I don't know enough to be able to actually. You know, I don't know enough. I'm not a friggin' doctor. I just know that.
I'm not a doctor either.
I strongly believe that marijuana helps with side effects.
Sure.
No question whatsoever. I don't do it because I've got an insurance license and 3 kids in the state of Florida. And I've just never been into, but I'm not against it. Let me tell you, if my shit starts hurting bad enough, I'll do it.
Sure.
But I do know that a lot of my friends that have more severe side effects to the chemo, they have very positive results using like the Rick Simpson oil. Rick Simpson, it is Rick Simpson, right?
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Charlotte's Web is the one that I use.
Is that?
The CBD oil.
Was it Bart Simpson oil? Homer Simpson oil? No, that's just the bottom of the beer glass, right?
Well, there are also other natural medicines, like...
We have a viewer in Australia right now. She's one of my CML sisters.
Oh, yeah?
She's like, you're too big to feel the side effects from the chemo. That's right. Who gives a shit, right in the real?
I don't know that much about chemo, the chemo drugs. Is it a weight-dependent dosage?
If it is, I need to take the whole bottle.
I was going to say, I can imagine
that's
that
a lot
would
of chemo.
really suck for some people.
I'm a chemo foe. Huh? So, two pentaphilia things. I don't know. I know they just kind of, with this stuff, they just kind of try it and see, pretty much. I started, the particular medicine I'm on is, that guy looks like he could shred a bass guitar. Yeah, he's like Jesus and Braveheart had a kid.
No bass guitar, tuba, and Braveheart.
How do you shred a tuba?
I'll show you.
How do you shred a tuba?
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know how a tuba works. I know it doesn't shred.
You need to meet a friend of mine.
Does he shred a tuba?
And he looks even more like Jesus than I do.
Oh yeah.
My buddy?
Yeah, he's got the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has a PhD in tuba performance.
So he's a tuba doctor?
Yeah, he is.
He's
Literally.
Dr. Blow? Is that what they call it?
It should be.
Yeah.
Dr. Blue. Yeah, my mom bought me a shirt when I was in high school that said tuba player's tongue lower and deeper.
Your mother did?
Yeah.
Tell me about your mother, Compton.
She knows tuba players shred harder than bass players.
Ah, yes.
I used to be a bass player.
What's that?
We have an upright.
Upright bass, down at bass.
Boom, 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 boom.
Then we got a boom, 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 boom.
I feel like Sophie needs to be over here on camera.
I think Sophie should. Eating the sound.
If she's gonna
Yeah, if you're gonna talk.
if you're gonna be involved, be involved.
If you wish.
Escalator stairs.
Actually, this chair, you can sit right here. So.
I framed it just so you could join us if you wanted to.
He did too, and I got a delay. It's so strange to watch. Take my. What is it? Is it chemo time yet? What time is it? 7 was 5.
Dr. Blow. We'll tell TJ we changed his name to Dr. Blow.
Dr. Blow. Oh my god, I spit out my soda. Yeah, that's how I roll, sister.
Yeah. Mel Gibson's Braveheart. Just sad, not real accurate. Rob Roy is way better, and Liam Neeson's just way sexier than Mel Gibson.
So you're saying you would do Liam Neeson before you do Mel Gibson?
If I had to do one of them. Not that I would do either of them.
I would do Liam Neeson because Mel Gibson's a drunk ass.
Podcast. They said podcasts.
We're doing podcasts.
Podcasting over here? Hello.
Was haben wir für Zeit, Sophia?
It is for
I'm doing drugs on camera. Facebook Live. Let's talk about the price of medication, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Go right
I am
ahead.
currently taking the generic.
How much does that pill cost?
Myslate. This pill is the generic, and the price that the insurance company actually pays is about $5,000. What they are charged initially is $11,000 per month, and I have to have this to live. I will die without this pill.
and that's the Walmart brand.
So, yeah, this is the Walmart. This is the Equate chemo.
Oh, thank goodness Walmart is in the chemo business.
No, it's Dylan. Dylan's here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the only thing is I have cancer, but I don't look like I have cancer, but everybody else in Walmart does. It's kind of weird. So I feel like kind of a jerk when oh, excuse me, that's my alarm. That's really fucking obnoxious. Stop. Okay.
man.
Anyway, I'm gonna take this before I die.
Stroke.
It's okay. The reason I ask about the alternative medicines is because I am terrified of Alzheimer's. Runs in the family. I have predispositions to it genetically, all that good stuff. So that's the one that freaks me out the most. And there are alternative medicines, specifically certain mushrooms, not the trippy kind, just regular kinds of mushrooms, that are not necessarily the cure for Alzheimer's,
To halt it.
but right, they're close enough to preventative maintenance that you could probably not get Alzheimer's. Because they're starting I don't know how much
I know there's certain mushrooms and foods, as far as like with cancer,
right,
that because cancer cells, in order to divide, they have to hit a certain size. They have to reach a certain size. So certain foods and herbs and whatnot will prevent them from growing to that. They'll halt their growth, so they'll die before they're able to split. So that's how a lot of these foods, the superfoods and stuff that they talk about, how those would benefit someone as far as prevention and stuff. So,
and that's when I was talking about biohacking earlier. That's one of the things that I get into is trying to find ways to prevent ending up with Alzheimer's, because that's terrifying. Don't want it to happen. Well, I remember my grandfather went through that, and it was not fun. When your loved ones don't recognize you.
Yeah,
that's some scary shit. I
wish that there were some people in my family that I wish didn't recognize me.
Why, you owe money?
No, I have no money. No, that's not actually true. My family is pretty amazing.
You can afford
I've
name brand chemo.
Hey, no, that was I'm very, very fortunate because it's working well, and I'm doing.
This is just chemo with an accent.
I'm doing great. I'm taking chemotherapy straight from India.
I did not know chemo could be racist.
Do you know that in India, the same chemotherapy, it is actually only about $900 because they want their people to live. This exact same chemotherapy would be $900 in India.
That's ridiculous.
Or so I am told. And we pay $11,000 because, the Americans, they can pay that. I don't know. Who am I? I'm only a cancer patient. I cannot tell you.
The prices we pay are, just for healthcare in general in this country, are not okay.
Oh, God.
Are you all right there? Speaking of healthcare.
Somebody call Dr. Blow!
Oh, how is it that I'm going to make a blowjob joke and you're going to make a Coke joke? Like, that's backwards.
No blowjob jokes in front of my child.
I know, right? No Coke jokes in front of yes.
Huh?
I just did cocaine joke, no blowjob.
Cocaine is illegal. Blowjobs are creepy. You're not supposed to do anything against the law. I mean,
let's just not do anything that involves work. How about that?
Eddie, I'll be calling out tomorrow.
Is he watching?
He might be. You never know. I said the F word. Anyway, I know I'm probably the most vanilla comic you've ever spoken to.
Let's see if that's true.
I mean, are there any middle-aged white females that you've spoken to lately?
No, I think Thomas might have you beat though, man.
Oh, is he a middle-aged white female?
No, just as far as calm and not
doesn't do anything that he. I don't live in my van.
vanilla.
I don't smoke anything. I take really fucking expensive meds, man.
Yeah, your drugs suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't want any of those. Normally, I'm all about sharing, but no.
It does suck though because it creates. Never mind the mind fuck that you've got cancer but you don't look like it. I tell people, I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, but you look so great. You look fantastic. I'm like, hey, yeah, you know what? You put frosting on a dog turd, it's still gonna taste like shit. It's not gonna taste like a cupcake.
I don't even think if frosting on a dog turd would look good.
Probably not. It would look like some kind of weird Mexican cookie or something.
It's like a ladyfinger.
God.
Yummy.
Delicious. Muy delicioso.
It would not be something you want to get caught in your teeth. Why are you laughing at that? That was kind of dumb.
I don't know. You're
I mean, dogs do eat grass, so.
That's only when they have pooping problems.
Exactly. And then
That's what Compton does too. He's like, I can't poop.
Yeah, then I eat it
That's why
instead of
you-
smoking it.
Yeah, right.
I just drink coffee grind.
Just smoking weed because I'm like,
Just
do you
the
really?
grind?
Just the grind, really?
No. French press. We were talking about French press.
So you get your grind on.
Get my grind on.
Get my grind on. We'll grind one out. I mean, what?
No, who's grinding out anything these days? Are there any other questions we need to address
Negative,
on
just
here?
people cracking. My brother's just watching this thing, or
Just
he was.
people cracking us up.
Australia, Maine. There's folks from all over the place.
Good.
Matt Claxton, actually, he was one of the people on here. He's probably gone by now. But Matt Claxton was actually the manager at the Jellyfish when I did my show. So he used
really?
to hand me wads of cash. And sometimes he,
Only with singles.
yeah. Sometimes I'd have to pick them up off the floor.
Robin.
Damn quarters.
Robin, what'd she say?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to leave that alone.
What did she say?
I'm not going to rat y'all out on that one. I'll let people read for themselves. I've been on a heavy protein diet before, so I don't know.
That is not true. That is not true, Robin. We do not have chemo. I don't, not yet. I don't have chemo
They
in.
just pass out.
Yeah.
Too funny.
My chemo kills. My chemo does not save lives. No, she's from New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, she went to Harvard Medical School. Or Harvard University, excuse me.
Oh, fine.
Harvard. No, she went to Harvard.
I see.
And then she worked at Harvard, isn't it? I don't know what the hell she did. I think she was a stripper at Harvard.
Did you know that in a standardized test of the top 400 academic achievers in the country, not one of them went to an Ivy League school?
I'm sure. Assholes go to Ivy League schools. Robin's an asshole.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
Or as my
I
mother.
didn't think Robin was. It was just fun facts.
Speaking of assholes, my mother, God rest her soul, my mother died of breast cancer, which is kind of funny. No, it's not funny, but it's ironic.
Well,
because I'm built like the poster child for check your tits, you know. Mm-hmm. And but my mother and father are both where I got my humor. Mom was more she was dry, snarky, and Daddy was, or he still is. He's I don't know, he's just quick. Like I went up to visit him up in Maine. He lives in Maine. I went up to visit him, and a friend of mine, I was able to acquire a painting that was done by this man named Nick, and he's reasonably famous in town. I mean, everybody in town knows him, but he passed away about 12 years ago. My dad, who he was getting up there, I showed him the painting, and I was like, "Isn't this cool? You know, hey, check it out." And then we went on to talk about other things, and I gave him and my stepmom a hug, and I said, "All right, I'll see you guys later." We don't say goodbye, man. I was like, "Well, love you. I'll see you guys later." And he goes, "All right, if I see Nick before you do, I'll tell him you like the painting." Nick's dead. Yeah, so that's just Daddy. So anyway, that and some inappropriate jokes.
Or when we were little, he'd like pretend to throw something away and then suck his entire arm in the garbage can.
Anyway, but my parents were. I'm not gonna cry. I have no heart. If I had to have open heart surgery, they'd need a shovel to get to it. Anyway, so yeah, my parents, we kind of, things weren't June Cleaver at all growing up.
No.
And our family dealt with everything with humor. Like every one of us is funny. Some of us are a little squirrelier than others, but it's just how we did it. Like funerals, even when my mother was getting ready to pass on, we were all sitting in the house. It was inevitable. We just wanted to all be there for her. And we're cracking jokes. We're sitting around the bed. We're just whipping the jokes back and forth. And the only thing that sucked is she should have been awake to appreciate it. She'd have been laughing right along with us.
Don't touch me if you're weird.
But so I think I've got the 3 kids here, And I'm pretty sure I've passed that torch along, because let me tell you, all you have to do in comedy, if you want to be funny, is
Make babies.
make babies and teach them how to talk. And pay
Endless
attention.
material, and then just write.
Yeah, just write it down. Because kids are funnier than anything.
Why are you looking at me sentimental?
I'm not. Just making sure you brushed your teeth. Did you brush your teeth?
No.
Did you take a shower? Did you clean your room? See, guys, this is what badass comics do. Jesus. This is how the other half lives. All you guys living in your grandma's basement, smoking weed, jerking off to really bad porn.
There's no such thing as bad porn anymore.
No, there isn't. It's all good.
Well, there's just preponderance of. If you're
Word of the day,
watching-
kids. Preponderance.
Sorry.
Uncle Compton's word of the day.
Don't put uncle and then he's talking about porn. That's even worse. Okay.
Creepy Uncle Compton's word of the day.
Yeah, preponderance.
Tomorrow it will be obsequious.
Preponderance of porn.
Jesus. Obsequious.
In Constantinople.
All right, Pythagoras.
Listen, I am not. Shame on you. Take it back.
You already have.
You and your, I know, you and your big ideas. Theorem this, theorem that.
Speaking of my big ideas, I have been entertained at you always telling me that I'm overthinking it. Often because I ask you, am I overthinking this? Because I'm notorious
You're
for
overthinking
overthinking
it, yeah.
all the time. Yet, when I brought up doing the podcast, you were very full of questions about what are we going to talk about?
Oh.
What? Is that a overthinking it thing, or do you enjoy planning stuff thing?
I like to have a framework. Like, when I have a successful show, it's because I like to have, it's like the outline to a book report or to a big paper that I never did in school, barely graduated, but anyway. You just have, you get your highlights. You get your highlight points. You get the framework that you're going to work, and then you just kind of fill the rest of it with bullshit. You have the main ideas of each paragraph, and then you just put bullshit around it.
Yeah.
And I just need to have the outline. I just kind of,
Gotcha.
are we going to be doing this, Oprah? So tell me about your childhood. So I hear that your father used to beat you with a coat hanger.
I don't do pre-interviews. I'm not a fan of that because it's not original.
It isn't authentic. No.
Yeah, that's the reason I steer away from that format. That, and the idea of sitting in front of a computer and editing something. That's how I feel about that too.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about the difference between what I do with this podcast, being a long format thing, and having a show, like a 30-minute show. And even for me, it's hard for me to conceive of a short show for the same reasons, because I know that there are going to be those highlights in the middle, and the planning them is kind of irrelevant, because and this is the hippie me talking, that somewhere in that, the wisdom that we all have is going to come through in a couple of stories that we all like to tell. And this is people wiser than me talking, that we all have about 7 or 8 stories that we tell offhand that make up a big part of our identity and a big part of our history. And so a lot of this for me, I go into knowing that everybody is going to have a couple of really good stories. And I love hearing people's stories because that's how I learn.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this on the way home today.
Way to go, Sophie.
Good job. You fucking retard.
Short attention span, couldn't wait 20 minutes.
20 minutes is a long time for a 17-year-old, okay?
Yes, Sophia.
Case in point, right?
Derpy Dillon. We call her Derpy Dillon. No, we don't.
Now you call me man hands.
No, I was thinking about, everyone's like, oh yeah, I've been writing all day. And I'm thinking, how do you write a joke? I mean, with a pencil.
Starts cracking jokes as soon as she goes back over there.
You guys have been talking about serious stuff.
I know.
That's what happens when you let me ramble, man.
And the Lord said unto his people, you shall go forth and be funny, and it was good.
So people tell you about writing jokes, and that's not your style?
It's funny. I'm very good and very, very humble I'm the most humble person I know. I can write well. I write well. Like, I can take something that you've written and make it better. Mm-hmm. Maybe not you, Compton, because you're so prolific.
I doubt that. I'm learning.
Aren't we all? But I can tighten stuff up verbally.
Yeah.
But when I'm on stage or when I'm having a conversation, it's sometimes the very first time I've heard the idea is when it comes out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just how I've always been that way. And I cannot believe that I have not gotten arrested or shot.
I believe that.
But I'm grateful for being reasonably attractive and having huge tits because it helps.
Kept you from getting arrested.
Yes. Actually, one time we were...
Taking my kids to the zoo.
Yeah. Yes! It happened. It happened. We,
He walked away 4th time in a row.
I'm like, 4th time in a row. That was true. That was totally true.
Good.
3 times I got stopped by the same cop. And I'm not like, oh, I'm sorry, officer. I'm just like, man, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm trying to kids, you know. And the same cop 3 times in a row let me go. At the 3rd time, this was probably 5 years ago. The kids were younger, much younger. 5 years ago, would pull away. Sophie's like 11, 10 or 11. Yeah, you were, because you're the one that said, she goes, oh my God, thank God my mom has boobs. Because the cop let us go. Was it Anya that said it? Thank God my mom has boobs. I'm like, what? You're right. But what? So
It's not for you to say.
I know, but my kids made it, I'm just being respectful, and you know,
Respectful.
Anyway, and it happened again. It was on like the day after Thanksgiving. This just happened. Day after Thanksgiving, I was taking the kids to the zoo instead of the mall, and we get pulled over on the way to the zoo. And I'm like, officer, I'm sorry. He goes, do you know that you're speeding? And I'm like, was I 65 and a 35? Was it really? Shit, I don't even remember.
We were in Gulf Breeze.
No, we weren't. No, we were in Gulf Shores.
That.
Yeah, it was fun. So I got pulled over, and the cop. He was very sweet. He was about 12. He probably, thought I reminded him of his mother.
Just couldn't bring himself to do it, huh?
He's like, I just can't. I don't want to see an old lady cry. Hashtag white cougar.
I would have written you a ticket so fast.
I need to see you in court again, miss.
Oh, knock on wood. That reminds me. I just had a guy not show up to court. Got lucky.
Did you?
Some days better to be lucky than good.
Was it your parole officer?
No. Would have been the guy introducing me to my parole officer.
What'd you do? Nothing.
I got a ticket for a plant in a place where that wasn't really that big of a deal, so he didn't really care.
I bet it was a geranium.
Yeah, he cared so much that he drove me home. We left my car on the side of the road, and instead of driving me to jail, he drove me home and dropped me off.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. He wrote me a ticket for the same thing that I smoked as soon as he left. Because he didn't search me and realize that I had a whole lot on me.
I get geraniums, man.
Yeah.
They're weird.
They smell really good, though. They smell really good.
They remind me of my grandmother. She used to smoke.
Yeah. Funniest part about that story is
Most expensive incense.
my father found out because of errant paperwork. Like, situation well handled, everything under control. Years later, found the paperwork. Oh, can't get away with shit in my family.
You gotta move out of your parents' house.
It always comes around. I keep trying, they won't let me.
I'm like, honey, we need you for body parts. We might need a kidney.
I am not that brother. The unspoken arrangement in my family has kind of become. My brother's got
I
kids.
used to do this.
Brother.
You know how Hulk Hogan said brother?
Brother.
Every time I hear brother, just brother.
Rip your shirt off. Just get out of that ticket. Just practice getting out of speeding tickets.
Hey brother.
so
Yeah.
cool.
So my brother is the one that has the kids, which means I'm going to be the one that moves home to take care of the farm when that day comes.
Is it a real farm? Or is that just what you call your parents' house?
Yeah. We don't grow stuff. We grow timber.
It's called trees.
Yeah.
They're called trees.
Yeah.
You're being pretentious.
Am I?
Compton.
My bad.
We grow timber.
I don't care what you call it.
It's like saying, I don't know, I can't think.
That was so well timed. Please put that in the comments right now. Please put that in the comments right now so everybody can see what we're laughing at.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yo, mama, is that jazz? Is it a jazz cabbage farm? Is it a jazz cabbage farm? No, but they've got those in Maine everywhere now.
I wish. Yeah, they grow some of the best pot from the Appalachians, man. Maine is amazing for outdoor pot or outdoor grows.
You're
certain
going
times of
to
the
have
year.
to
Anyway,
have a
sorry.
greenhouse in Maine, honey. Your greenhouse has to have. That shit ain't going to grow in the negative.
Year round, sure, but
Yeah.
in season.
Well, in season would be great, but
Yeah.
Maine's got like the best like actual grass. I remember thinking that.
Yeah.
Nobody has to weed their lawn in Maine. I don't know why. We had the most beautiful lawns. Of course, maybe it's all the dog shit. I don't know because we're not. Hey, we need to go bag the turds. We didn't do that. You just let it
That's
go.
what
and
Melly
then-
said, like, because
Fertilizer.
they were, her and her friend Mariana, she was talking about that they can go in the backyard because Murray turds are everywhere. She's like, sorry, in Maine, they just kind of washed away.
Yeah, they did, or they turned white over the winter. Yeah.
Yeah,
White,
all the
fuzzy dog
nitrogen comes. Yeah, sorry, sciencey overthinking shit. I'll stop.
Bill Nye, the science guy over here. And kids, today we're going to talk about the science of turds.
I am such a dork.
I think it's hilarious. It's fun because you get to be the straight guy, and I was, I'll be the straight girl. I mean,
Hey, man, hey, but take it easy.
No, I don't like girls with long hair. I like girls with short hair. No, I don't like girls. Yeah. So, where'd you grow up? You grew up here? No,
I grew up in Mobile.
Mobile.
And Cincinnati. A split time.
Yeah, they're totally not related. At all.
Right, next door too. I moved to Cincinnati in the middle of high school,
Yeah.
and then bounced around a couple of different places for college, Louisiana, Ohio. Ended up graduating from Cincinnati and Alabama. That's a nice question.
There's no questions. There's like 7 people watching, and they're all like, "This is ridiculous. We're just watching Emily drink shit at her kitchen table."
That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. Normally, I'm getting up, going, "You want some pie?"
I'm good, thanks.
Are you lying?
I just offered you a piece of my pie content, and you said no. You're probably wise. There's got to be a hair in it somewhere.
That's probably not even
So,
yours.
for all the people who think you're just sitting here drinking water and taking drugs, I was talking earlier about how we all have stories that teach us things,
Yes.
experiences. If you had to grab an experience that comes quickly to mind, that most of these people who know you well haven't heard, which one comes to mind?
An experience?
Yeah, that formed the way you see the world. That is a big part of who you are.
That's a really hard question. Can you just ask me my favorite color? I don't tend to. I had an experience with my mother dying. Actually,
Yeah?
yeah, that made me stronger because she was an extremely strong, intelligent woman and stubborn. And but good. I mean, she could do anything except clean the house. But that was like that was below her. She just couldn't. She didn't want to do it. She had way bigger fish to fry. But she also controlled every move. I felt she controlled every move I made. Like I felt like nothing I could do. I don't know. I always wanted her approval. And she thought I was funny and stuff, and I don't know. And then when she died, anyway, I had to become stronger because I would always go to her before I made any decisions about anything. So my mom dying was probably changed me the most. and then having this asshole.
Mama, I'm you. Can I rebel tomorrow?
Yeah, Sophia comes to me and she's like, Mom, I'm thinking about cutting myself. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God, no.
Mom, I'm thinking about driving my car 4 miles above the speed limit. Is that okay?
I'm going to Walmart to get cherries.
She calls me
I called her at work. She's like, I'm really busy. I'm going to Walmart to get cherries. Bye.
Like, okay. Please approve. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. There was that. There's a lot of stuff that's changed. I've changed in stages, I guess.
What was the last stage that you walked away from in your life?
Oh, it was the marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that change like for you?
That might have been the biggest one. I was an at-home mom, shitty housekeeper, no question, because I was amazing like my mother. I'm a hell of a cook, but Jesus, don't make me do the laundry and the dishes. Yeah. Well, I mean, he decided, we decided to get a divorce. I don't want to get it, because he's eventually going to watch this because they like to stalk my Facebook page in case I do something that might, discredit them.
You can leave all that out.
But,
You can skip to what was it like for you to, after something that changed so significantly that it redefined or play a part in redefining who you are.
I've always kind of taken the easy path rather than the path that I needed to take. And I'd never commit to any. I'll start something and then I'll quit halfway through. And up until that point, the only thing that I was ever able to complete was childbirth, and that's only because it was out of my hands after a certain point, And I started college 3 times and I quit all 3 times, and I had A's all 3 times. You name it, I was a quitter. But after the divorce, I was not going to sit on my ass and collect a frigging check from welfare and just be that mom. I had to be an example to my kids. So I went out and I just started. I took leaps of faith that I never would have been able to do before. And I think it was my kids that, if it wasn't for the children, I always tell people, if it wasn't for my kids, I'd be dead in a ditch somewhere. Or I'd still be sleeping on somebody's couch or something. That's how I feel. It's probably not the truth, but they really ground me and they give me purpose. And, are you crying yet?
I have no soul.
Okay, good. You have one. Yeah, just the kids, and I went and I had no formal education, and so I ended up in the insurance industry, and I've been very, very fortunate to have, where I work now, my boss is incredible, and he's given, I joke around, I say he's given me more opportunities to screw up than anyone else on the planet, and I have not let him down. But yeah, he's been great, and that was it, really. I had to start figuring things out. I had to really become a grown-up, instead of just going, being a little military wife, and but now I'm really fucking tired. I'm really tired. I'd love to be able to entertain people all the time, and still be able to pay my bills, but I can't. So that's
one step at a time.
Yep.
That kind of brings us to
dun, dun, dun.
Stinger's Comedy.
Stinger's Comedy.
If you want to go full circle, or I can keep asking you intense questions about your psychological coming of age from stage
that I don't
to stage.
even realize, because I have to go sit on a fucking mountain for. Or
a toilet.
Or a toilet, and yes, toilets are more comfortable because complete.
Or if you want to talk about something more serious, we can talk about Stinger's Comedy, or we can double back to, you mentioned faith, and not that I want to delve into religion, but faith is a really good topic when we talk about the way things matter in our lives, and that's something that I would love to hear you flesh out what faith is to you, how that's mattered. Yeah, because it sounds like that's an important part of.
That's a hard one, because I did not grow up in any. I joke that we were Christian-based heathens, which meant our grandparents. Well, We were Christian-based heathens. We went to church at Christmas, sometimes at Easter, and when my parents needed a break. You know, they could get these kids out of the house. And my best friend Christine, her parents were, her dad's a deacon in the church, and her mom, they were very involved in their church. They were the Baptists. Christine was the Baptist, Molly was the Catholic, Julie was the Mormon, and I was the heathen. That was like the big joke through our childhood. And it was great. It was like a girl band. And so I always felt like I was envious of Christine, especially because her parents were, they were cool and they were religious, or not even, they weren't heavies or anything. They were just strong in their faith. They still are. They're awesome people, strong in their faith. Were wonderful parents. They treated me like one of their own, and I don't know, they just had this great sense of community, and I never had that. I never felt like I had that. So I got to the point, I've always believed in a greater power, and that we're all part of it. I feel like we're all a piece of it. We're just part of the big energy. So when people talk about prayer, and I mean, I could be way off and whatever, but this is just, it's so hard for me because I'm all over the map. Ugh. It's so hard for me to really, truly adopt the Christianity, everything, like how it's set up, especially down here in the South. I have tremendous respect. I mean, when people say grace before meals, I close my eyes and I'm thinking and quiet and pensive but I don't know. I feel like I missed out because no one laid the groundwork, and it's hard for me to start from zero and all of a sudden believe in everything that they're saying.
What do you feel like you missed out on? Which part? Because you mentioned a couple of things. Do you feel like you missed out on some version of a belief, or some version of community, or some version of family, or all those things you talked about? The faith is
the faith, yeah. Because I look at people that have a strong faith, and 85 to 90% of them were brought up in that. So it was something that bonded them and their families.
Gotcha.
And it gave them somewhere to go when they had their problems, when they had their worries, when the shit started falling, they could give it to God. They could give it to God. So if I feel like a hypocrite if I'm gonna give it to God because I'm like whatever. It's it's really hard, especially you get all this stuff keeps happening. But I've always lived my life. And I've tried to, or whenever I'm able to give to others, I do. I mean, if I have money in the bank, which rarely happens, and someone needs it, I'll lend it to them. 9 times out of 10, I get it back. The 10th time, whatever. The other night, as a kid, I don't have a shitload of money. I got 3 kids, and but there was this kid. We were at Waffle House. It was like midnight or something. We're at Waffle House. And there's this kid in the corner, and he's looking at his phone. He was cute. He was probably about her age, a late teenager. And he just kept wiping his eyes. He's looking at his phone, and he's breaking up with a girl. There's someone's, he was so cute. And I just paid for his meal, and we just left. Like, you gotta put the good out in the universe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Put it out, and because when I get in a jam, and whenever I'm up against a wall, I'm always blessed. I mean, it's what it is. You're blessed by other people. These other people show up and sweep in and save you when you need them. And I don't ever ask anyone. I don't want other people to feel like they have to take care of me. But I don't even have to say something, and all of a sudden somebody's there and they're helping me right when I needed it. I mean, maybe this is it. Maybe our conversation is going to make me go, holy crap, I get it, Who knows?
Yeah, probably not. I wish I had that effect on people.
You don't know that.
No.
You don't know that.
I don't know. I'm
we all have a purpose, man. Every one
we do.
of us. Some of us are just organ donors, but it's a purpose,
Yeah, it's very true. There's so much in all of that.
What you thinking?
Well, I don't really want to preach, so
Go. I'm
I
gonna listen.
well, I could go down the whole science route of having the conversation of what we have faith in and what our beliefs do for us and how important community is, not just faith. But you also made me think about a question I've been asking myself lately, which is in the interest of paying it forward and being that loving person and giving what you have when you have it, how does that play into the picture of letting go of the ego? So it's good to be selfless in the presence of others, but when you're only with yourself, to ignore the ego and ignore the self can be detrimental. And so balancing those two and loving yourself, getting into how and making it easier so you can do things like pay it forward, because there's so many people that would never just have the thought to take a look at this kid sitting in the corner and pay enough attention to even come up with a story as to what's going on, let alone care enough to reach out in some way and actually touch that person's life.
Self-consumed.
Yeah. And that being self-consumed, the difference between when it's appropriate to pay attention to the self and when it's not, has been an interesting question for me, and trying to get better at drawing that line. Like, it's okay for me at home to be indulgent and to be self-indulgent and to pay attention to myself and be a little egotistical and worry about what I feel at the moment. Like, is the temperature comfortable for me? Blah, 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 blah. But when you get out in public, realizing that all of that attention needs to go towards other people. And so I use that to build the faith that you're talking about, that I keep doing this behavior so that it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Do you do things with that as an intention, or where, when you act like that, where are you coming from in your headspace?
It's kind of the same. It's ever since I was little. The way I'm wired is to make other people feel better.
Yeah.
So I'm empathic. I'm very in tune with other people's feelings. So when I ask you if you're doing all right, I know the answer, and you tell me you're fine, you're full of shit, and I know what's going on. But I don't do it. I don't go, okay, I'm going to do this so that later on when I need something, it's going to come back to me. The fact that I know that when I do this for this person, it will make their day better. Maybe that is ego. I don't know. It's why I tell jokes. That's why I want people to laugh. I'm in my job. One of my gifts, they say, one of my gifts is that if someone can come in there with a friggin' gun swing, I call myself the hostage negotiator.
Yeah.
If you give me you're angry, you're upset, and I will make them laugh and make them hug me before they leave. Because I think it's just having an understanding of people and that's when you have to put your ego aside and say, if someone's like, when road rage, somebody's being a dick to you on the phone, you don't know if their dog got run over by a car that morning. You don't know that their wife is a miserable bitch they got to live with, and they're just trying to stick it out for the kids, you know?
Right.
So the guy, and more ants with honey than with vinegar.
And there's no way to know.
There isn't. You don't know. And so kill them with kindness, man. It's like, even through my divorce, I tried really, really hard to just never speak poorly of the others. Always, help my kids. It's okay to love the other people. Of course, it was a little difficult at times. It wasn't always that way, but... And no matter what came at me, I just continued on the positive path. Let me tell you, the high road is a mother. It is straight uphill.
Yeah, it is.
It's the only workout I get is taking the high road.
Well, my mother always hopes that I will be more religious, and she's afraid that I'm at odds with her beliefs. And I try to tell her all the time that I don't, because... and this is one of the things that I'm curious about when you talk about this desire for faith, is that I have a faith in the same thing that you do, in that doing good will be good.
Yeah.
And that, I don't need the rest of the book, and I don't need the proselytizing and all that to go with it, because these are the same values. And
Love.
so if there is Yeah, and so I wonder, knowing that, philosophically or from an experience standpoint in your life, how that gets you back to feeling like you missed out on some piece of faith.
Yeah. I feel like a spectator a lot in life. Like I went to the Easter egg hunt this weekend with my son, and he was having a great time, and then I see all these families just zipping around doing their thing, and Paul and Meemaw and everybody's out there, and they're just, come on, little Jimmy, and I'm just sitting there like, I feel like I'm watching some TV show, like, it's kind of Where's Mine, but yet through that, and there's a lot of pain, like a real comedians, the good ones. You look at all the good ones; they all kill themselves, either with drugs or it's bad. The best ones have the darkest. They go the deepest because the funnier you are, if I start making a lot of jokes, I don't know. I'm riding the wave or something.
But isn't that the inevitability of all of it? Like, doesn't it cascade down from the backwards? Like, on some level, it's art imitating life, life imitating art. It all ends in death.
Dude, that's really deep.
Oh, I'm not trying to be deep.
I know.
The full circle, but I think that same concept of the big picture is the same requirement that it takes for someone to be funny. And it's one of the things that you can do as a comedian that I am still struggling to learn how to do. And that is find the common thread, the same advice that Carolyn gave you, to go in and know the room and know which strings to play.
Know what connects everyone.
Right.
And that's
what I'm working on.
And that's what I tell people. I tell people are so afraid to get to know strangers. Yeah. You have something in common with every single person that you meet. You both have parents. They may not be around. You may not know who they are. You both have. I mean, we all bleed. We all eat, shit, sleep.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason. A couple of topics.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something to talk to someone about. Mm-hmm. You can give me. That's my favorite. A microphone in a room full of strangers. Mm-hmm. That's my crack. And it doesn't go. I don't have to make them laugh. I'll just go through and talk to everyone to get to know them all, because we're all the same. We all have a story. We all have a connection. We're all here for a reason. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should start my own religion. I don't know, man.
Well, I became an ordained minister in 15 minutes online.
Dude, me too. Rock on, brother.
Highly recommend.
I married 2 couples in Hawaii.
Yay!
I was 9 months pregnant with Vinny. It was fabulous.
Man, the last wedding I did was in New Orleans. It was beautiful. It was cold and windy and
now, how many children have come out of your marriages?
It was beautiful. None yet.
3. Boom, 3. Yes, 3. 2 play rugby in New Zealand.
What?
Yes. They are kick-ass. They're like Ned and Charlie, I think. Yeah, Charlie and Ned.
I want to go to New Zealand?
Yeah. She's my best friend. I was a nanny in New York. I did the nanny thing.
I was not going to talk about history and do the whole everything blah, blah, blah connects to that same thing I always talk about. And you have to go and bring up New Zealand.
Lord of the Rings, what?
No, it's all the history in New Zealand is very, very interesting.
Oh, God.
The Maori people.
Haka, man. That's on my bucket list, is Maori. Oh, yeah.
What all you know
He
about
can haka the fucka out of me. Let me tell you. Jesus. Modi. I can do the haka. I'll do it right now if you want. No, I won't. They taught me, and when like I said, I nannied in New York, and I used to hang out with the Aussies and the Kiwis and the Irish. And, they taught me the haka. It was pretty funny. I was overseas, too. I was in Switzerland when I was 16 to 17, and then I went when I was 18 to 20. Took care of kids and learned multiple languages. I'm a cunning linguist, you know.
Oh, really?
I am.
I'm still working on English.
Really?
I've got a silver tongue and whatnot. I can spell anti-disestablishmentarianism and use it in a sentence, but I cannot speak Spanish to save a lick.
That's because you use the words in Spanish are really small. You don't know how to use small words. They are muy pequeño. Las palabras en español.
My brain's not good at that, though.
Because you don't slow down enough, man.
Are tricky for me. Yeah, it's always been tough. That's one of my things. Is Like I said, not slowing down. There are all kinds of medical reasons behind that. I used to wear these glasses that were tinted blue because I see letters in all kinds of random orders that they're not actually in. I can't read.
You mean you're dyslexic?
Yeah.
See, there's one word for what you just said. That's why you can't learn other languages, Compton.
Just because I gotta know all the ways to say it.
And say them all.
Yes.
And by the time you're done saying them, I have no friggin' idea what you started with. You can be ladies and gentlemen,
Not
Compton
just
J.
dyslexic,
Smith.
though.
Let's see.
The list goes on and on.
This is a normal human sentence. I am hungry. Compton J. Smith translation. I do believe that there are some gastric fluids within my stomach lining that have become most... Oh, for Christ's sake. You want something to eat, Compton?
Right? Just cut to the chase.
What? Oh, Narelle. Narelle asks from Australia, what's off limits? What doesn't Emily tell jokes about? That's actually a good question.
Go for it.
I don't do... Well, do I? I only have one joke that even involves rape. Oh, God, that's awful. My date rape joke, the date rape fingernail polish joke, that's the only joke I do. They have that fingernail polish that
Oh, yeah,
will
the date
detect
rape
the date
joke.
rape
Yeah,
drug,
yeah.
and if you dip it in your drink. My joke is, that was a waste of money researching that. They need to come up with a FICO score is. And if he's got a bad FICO score, your hands turn black and you get the hell out of there because I'd rather get fucked for a night than fucked for a lifetime.
That's funny.
So, but I don't like stuff that's, if it's just, I don't know, angry, hateful stuff. I don't like just the harmful side. Like abortion jokes are not funny, but I have an abortion joke. And then, it's like, you got to do them a certain way. Like the funniest, like child molester jokes. Yeah, you can do anything if you do it right.
And time it well.
Yes,
I think that's the same thing.
We don't need an anatomy lesson all of the people out there. We do not need you to describe the contents of your clothing in graphic detail.
Because that's the kind of shit I do is over-explain stuff.
Yeah, don't do it, man. Just make a reference to it. People get it. They know what it looks like. If you ain't got one, you seen one.
It's one of the reasons I've tried actually writing stuff more. It's because it makes it easier for me to cut stuff out.
Yeah, you need to cut it out.
See it.
Because your ideas are good,
smaller.
You've got really good ideas.
Well, I've been at this for less than a year. I got a lot to learn.
It's
got a long way to go.
It's all right, man.
But I'm looking forward to.
Maybe you just need a little brain damage. Knock a few of those words out.
I got plenty of that. I got plenty of that going on. I got 20 years of professional drinking under my belt. So yeah.
So one of my favorite jokes. Well, okay, my favorite rape joke, which again, this is horrible, awful stuff, and please, if you're listening and watching, and you see me on the daily at the Winn-Dixie, please.
Comedy people, these are jokes.
Forgive me.
These are jokes.
Is Cletus Van Dam does a joke.
Yeah.
And he says, I saved a woman from being raped today. It's called self-control, people. I mean, it's just simple. And the way he does it is it's perfect.
I've heard some good ones. I asked Kirby kind of the same question because I think that's a common and popular question in comedy is anything off limits?
Kirby does nothing off limits for him.
No, there's nothing off limits for Kirby. But his take on it was...
He does it really well.
There's nothing off limits as long as you hit the timing.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It was in response specifically to how soon is too soon. And he says as long as it's timed well, that's all that matters.
The thing with Kirby
Damn
is
right.
when I watch him, I will start getting pissed off because he's going a certain direction with the jokes. I'm like, he's doing one of these friggin' jokes. And then he ends it. I'm like, fuck, I'm laughing, you asshole. You know? I'm like, oh.
He still gets you in.
Oh, yeah, he totally pulls you in. You're like, getting ready, you want to choke him, and then all of a sudden you're laughing your ass off.
But that goes back to common thread. Kirby's one of those guys that knows how to... He can put it in your head and make you see it. Mm-hmm. Which is when you... and I can take this into ESP, like a whole bunch of different over-explained directions with this. But... being able to find that common thread that everybody can identify with and put that, or That's an even cooler magic trick. Take a picture that people didn't know was their idea and then show them that it was their idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
that's a bigger version of comedy that I can't do yet.
Tell them to go to hell so they look forward to the trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have no idea how that works.
What do you think about Kathy Griffin's comedic suicide? That was a question. Robin had to ask me that question.
Yeah, not comedic suicide. Press is press. I think she'll be fine. Just takes time.
I'm not a huge fan of hers.
Who is?
But she's like a train wreck. You can't look away.
It's kind of what she does now. Yeah. But that's kind of been her thing for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So when I first saw the picture, I wasn't really surprised.
I don't think it was a big deal.
It was like they knew exactly what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Like there was even there's a tape about conversation of them talking about the fallout and the
She probably just wanted to go on sabbatical for a couple of years and just travel the world and.
Oh, she'll come back bigger than ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like if you have a hand, I think if you have a hand in your downfall, then as soon as, and like Kirby says, once the timing's right, you can come back even stronger.
Exactly.
That's
throwing things across the table. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a lot of serious conversation. God,
did we just
talk
do
about
something serious
stuff? Jeez.
God, calm down.
Well, we've been at this for 81 minutes.
Oh my God! Is
so
that half? Can we stop? Let's talk about stingers.
Okay.
I have to pee.
Okay. Yeah, I can keep going at this all night long, and
That's what he said.
That's always what he says the first time.
Yeah, they're all liars. Every one of them.
Every one of them.
Everyone.
I know, because I've been that liar.
You've been that guy.
Every time I've
Maybe
ever
I'll go
said
all
it.
night.
Every time I've ever said it.
Yep. I'm gonna go all night sleeping.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
I can snore all night, baby.
I'm gonna go all night in my dreams.
You're changing the sheets then. All right. So.
Yes. I'm not as good at that as you are. I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. So yes, we could.
So stingers. Let's hear about stingers.
Yeah, cut to. We'll come back and do serious in part 2. That's coming around sooner or later. So Stingers comedy. This is now that we've run everybody off, and there's still some people watching.
Robin is still on here. She must have nothing to do. Her husband is flying to the Ukraine right now.
Oh, well, I'm glad for joining. Thank you for joining. Robin, thank you for joining. I keep looking at this screen
Hello,
thinking
Robin.
it's the camera.
We're looking at our phones.
Yeah, we're thinking it's you. Sorry.
Robin.
You're up there. We're glad you're here, Robin.
Большое спасибо. Was it wait. Добро пожаловать. Welcome. Welcome. Меня зовут Olga, Emily Dillon. And this guy, he's зовут Compton. I don't speak third person Russian.
Oh, man.
Ugh. So,
I have to press a button and reset the recording on the camera. It's another thing altogether. Don't worry about it.
that sounded really technical.
Go ahead. Yeah, again, me
She
not
loves
ever
us
explaining
both.
shit.
Robin
Love
is
you too, Robin.
She's my sister wife and my girl crush. She sent me, this woman that I've never laid eyes on in my life, sent me a dozen roses for Valentine's Day to her girl crush. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this, but they're beautiful. So,
Verklept is how you're supposed to feel.
I'm verklempt.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So the comedy thing, Stinger's comedy.
Yeah, so you and I have decided, well, you decided, you came to me and you're like, hey, and you were so sweet, Compton. You said, Emily, I feel like it's like you're the matriarch of Pensacola comedy.
To me.
To me. Because I haven't got a clue what the hell I'm talking about, and you're old. So I
didn't say the old part. I
Hey.
definitely said the first part. This is your version of the story. Go ahead.
So this is Compton using big words. You're the matriarch. You're an old broad who tells jokes. That's not how I meant that.
Wise leader.
You're
Female.
wise, like an owl.
I should have seen.
With a big pecker.
I've heard rumors.
Yeah, well, hey, I got more balls than most. This is such horse shit. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about.
You were telling the story of our first time
Oh, yes.
talking about Stinger's comedy.
I was born a poor black child. No,
Oh, man.
No, yeah, so Compton is passionate about wanting to get the comedy scene on this side of town, which is the not Pensacola, but the Perdido Key, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, along, this side of town. Tony Burkett and Olivia Searcy and Jason Switzer
And Zach Van Gestel.
and Zach Van Gestel and Matt Mosley. All these guys have it. They've got it tight. It's going. They're doing.
Ryan
they're
Pfeiffer.
Oh, Ryan. Oh shit. Sorry. Or as my daughter likes to refer to him as Strokes.
I don't know what she means by that,
No,
but
so
I'll tell you what I think of it.
Because he sounds like stroked out Shaggy. He sounds like Shaggy had a stroke.
That's way better than what I thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we call him Strokes. He's like. He does this he does like this dying goat laugh all the time, and every time he does it, we pee our pants. It's fantastic.
Well, I gotta say, Ryan, I love you, and I hope to be as funny as you one day. But as soon as you said
It won't
Strokes,
happen.
the first thing I know it'll never happen.
It'll never happen.
The first thing I heard was the sound of his straw and his ice.
Oh,
You
you're
said
right.
Strokes.
He's
That was
always
the
banging
first
the
thing
eyes.
I thought.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, so you want to build the thing, and
Right.
so we're partnering with this because I'm just I don't know. Who the hell knows? Because I did it once before.
Shit, right?
I know shit, and you know people. Well, we both kind of know people, don't we? Yeah. So what we're doing was trying to get more shows out there, so that these kids, you're all kids to me, because I'm a matriarch. Yeah, I just freaking. Oh my god!
Don't step in it if you're gonna accuse me of laying it down.
No, I love it. Are you kidding me? I'll be Mrs. Brady. Oh, come on in, kids. Let me give you some cookies. Come on into the Boingo Dome. We'll see who gets to leave.
Oh my goodness.
Get you later off to Russell Kangaroo. Oh, lovely. So we're trying to get the scene bigger and
You're right.
get more shows because there really needs to be a comedy presence on the Key. There needs to be a comedy presence in Orange Beach. There is no true comedy club in Pensacola. And I honestly don't think that a comedy club in and of itself could sustain itself alone. Like what Tony is doing, Tony's just my favorite. All of you, I love you, but Tony is my number one in Pensacola. And what he has done with the back porch is just incredible. It has been consistent. It has been reliable, and it's so much fun, and it has grown, and so many people come in there now. And and this isn't, like I said, this isn't a competition; it's a co-op. Like we're all.
Oh yeah, we don't get to do this without them.
No, this is just we'll just like you guys take that side of town. You know, we're not gonna have any gang wars or anything. We do have to come up with a hands like a
some gang signs.
Yeah, like I don't know. Was it bite your shoulder and hit your bite your ear and hit your shoulder? So so we're gonna get some shows going down here in Arrowdy Point. We've got one on the 13th of April.
Yes.
That we will be performing at the Original Point. Then after that, what is it, the 21st?
Saturday the 21st at the Flying Harpoon 2 in Orange Beach.
Got it. That one, and then you said that we got a couple more that are in the works.
Yeah.
Nothing's concrete yet.
No, nothing concrete because that ties into what we're all kind of trying to figure this out as we go. And one of my ideas for what we're doing out here is helping to prop up Mobile and Pensacola so that we can have a bigger scene all together.
We want to be able to have runs for the touring comics.
Yeah.
The guys with the real street cred that come through to give us credibility.
Yeah. And give everybody credibility.
Well, yeah. Then our guys will get to perform with them and get to be seen. And the word gets out. When you're good, the word gets out. Mm-hmm. And there is some amount of competition, somewhat, but it really is like a brotherhood. Mm-hmm. You know.
Well, and my goal has always been, even with Perdido Key Pirate Radio, when we were taking huge personal risks for the interest of having a good time, doing something we wanted to do, and ultimately making our friends famous. Finding ways to get more exposure for more people so we could keep doing what we wanted to do. And that's a lot of what I've envisioned with this, and that's kind of where this is going. Mm-hmm. We have an opportunity now to build on what everybody in Pensacola, Olivia and Tony and all those guys have started doing. We have I always wanted to help. Like, I wanted to find a way to help and not get in the way. And that's kind of why I called you. I was like, well, you've done this before.
Oh, you're like,
help.
Family, like 3 kids underfoot isn't enough. I want to get in your way, too.
I got some problems you can fix here.
Hey, Emily, can you edit everything I say, please? Yeah. Yes, Compton, take out every 4th word.
3rd.
Yeah,
We're down to
every
3rd.
other. We're doing odds today, Compton. Tomorrow it's evens.
So that's kind of, yeah, man.
That's cool,
which
man.
I'm stoked about, and it's been a lot of fun for me to just to be part of the experience, to learn from going from calling you and saying, I got no idea how to even approach this, to now we're having conversations about what it would be like to put together these weekend runs for big time comics, which I hope will be good for everybody, because
absolutely. But look, the more there is, the only way to get better at comedy is to do more comedy.
Yeah.
The only way you can get better.
Yeah.
So I am not good. I'm just whatever. I don't care. Come and have a good time. You're going to get your money's worth because the show's free.
Yeah. And
so
the amount of local talent
there's a lot
that you're getting for a free show. Like when you talk about how good Tony Burkett is, that's so underselling it, because Tony was just on a show. No, he was just on a show with Danny in what, Destin or Fort Walton? Like
no,
right
it
down
was
the road.
Doug Canning.
Yes,
yeah, the Comedy Zone.
Right, like that's
and they want him back. I mean, Tony,
real
telling
stuff.
you, man.
Yeah. So when we're underselling ourselves, but when we talk about the shows that we're talking about putting on, it's not just long term. We're eventually going to bring some good comics. Like, no, Back Porch Comedy and Tony Burkett and people are cranking out good comics.
Yeah.
Like they have done the work.
Well, they've got the thing is that they're offering so many opportunities for these people that are, even the people that are new in it.
Yeah.
When I started, it was me and one other chick, and she wasn't funny at all. And so I ended up getting booked on all the friggin' shows because I was the only. They're like, we need funny women. There's no funny women. But there's funny women now. I mean, there's a lot of girl comics out there. Thank God. Off a friggin' pedestal.
I think that's done. Sarah Silverman's, I think, as far as the
Sarah's
female
like hyper
philosopher
left
queens,
I don't mind
good.
Sarah, actually.
I think she's good.
I like her.
I posed the question one time, like, if Dave Chappelle is the philosopher king currently, who is the philosopher queen, and Kathleen Madigan is of course hilarious.
Oh, she's wonderful.
But I think Sarah is just crushing it hard.
Sarah's
right now.
doing really well.
And
just
so
we're talking about it like, oh yes, Sarah.
Oh, well.
I saw her. We went to Shabbat the other night.
I don't know her, but I follow her work well enough that I will address her as ma'am if she were in the room. But until then,
I got to see Robin Williams right before he died. Thank you, Mercer Morrison. Mercer got tickets for his birthday, and he's like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, oh, fucking yeah. So that was off the bucket list.
Seinfeld's going to be in Mobile soon. Did you see that? I kind of want to go see that one.
Do you?
Yeah, the Sanger Theater. I'm talking about growing a scene. Hofstetter was here, and that's one of the other reasons that I came back from that show, The Vengeance, because
I have hair in my pie. I did. You want some pie? You need to have some pie.
No. So Stinger's Comedy. Go check out stingerscomedy.com. We'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can find us on Facebook, Stinger's Comedy. We got shows coming up and more show dates to come in the future. And here comes this pie. This lovely pie.
Pie fixes everything, Compton.
I'm going to eat on camera.
Come to my house and we'll feed you my pie. No need. Eat the pie. Just eat. You're too skinny, Compton. You gotta eat.
Did you see what was the name of the movie? Michael. It was John Travolta playing the Archangel. Michael. Mm-hmm. And they smelled pie.
Okay. Eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Is it acceptable?
If I'm chewing, you gotta talk.
Oh, I mean, I have to. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I made pie, and that's one of the things. Being from Maine, that's one thing that I have not found anyone in the South that can do is make a damn pie.
Really?
No one. No restaurants. Maybe somebody's grandma, but I haven't been to somebody's grandma's house.
Next time my dad's in town.
Fruit pie.
Next time my dad's in town.
Fruit pie. It can't be this
I'll get you hooked up.
key lime bullshit. It can't be like peach pie or pecan pie. I mean pecan. I get crap for saying pecan. A pecan, something that you go take it camping with. Yeah, no.
My father is a baker.
Oh, he is?
He can handle that.
Can he make a pie crust with lard? It's the only way to make it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't make that. I bought it, but...
Oh, yeah. He's also a chemist, so he does baking pretty well.
He's a chemist? Mm-hmm. You guys are such overachievers. I bake pies with nuclear...
Well, it's just like his thing.
Being...
It's his thing, so he's really good at it. Like, he's a chemical engineer, and so when he cooks, he thinks like that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Fed me my whole life, and it's been delicious.
Well, yeah, you grew. I mean, it worked.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm good with groceries, too. I can prove it, though.
I'm not.
I'm meant to be like 6'9".
I can grill. I'm real good at eating fruit. Like, I can cut fruit like
Eating fruit?
But I can't.
And you're straight?
I don't cook anything. I know, right? It's just...
I can eat fruit, too. Anyway, for the record, Compton ate M's pie. Yes, and he hasn't found the hair yet. God. Oh, Robin is having fun. When you listen to this podcast, Em, please note you said you have hair in your pie.
It's a well-waxed pie.
Yes, it is. And I only spit in one piece.
Thank you.
You're
Glad it was mine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Gotta show
It's
the
good.
love.
Well, it tastes like Crest.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. The optic whites, good stuff. Or is that Colgate? I don't know, but the red stuff in the red too. Anyway, so Stinger's Comedy, check us out. Let's do it. Facebook,
We'll spit in
like
your
our
pie.
page. Yeah, Stinger's Comedy. We'll spit in your pie. Well, I love our logo. Can I just tell you that? Sam Johnson. Sam Johnson.
You can say it.
Yeah, it's Sam Johnson. Sam Johnson got a tattoo of my face on his ass because I sent him comedy. I sent him a clip that I had done 4 minutes. He watched it, sent me back fan-fucking-tastic, and I jokingly said, yes, Sam, you never know. Someday I'll be famous. And he's a tattoo artist. I gotta tell you that. He's a tattoo artist in Maine. And I said, yes, Sam, you never know. One of these days, I might get famous enough somebody will tattoo my face on their ass.
And so?
And Sam goes, I'll do it. I ain't chicken. And so he did. Incredible. So on that note, ass face and told Jesus. That's my name now. My nickname is ass face. Ass face and tell Jesus. We'll call you Jesus von Braveheart.
No, I'm going with Highlander Dude.
Yeah, because that has a great ring to it.
Or just Hi Dude.
Dude Lander.
Dude Lander. See? That's why I'm not the old comedian around here.
It's okay, honey.
I'm the newbie.
All right.
Dude
He calls
Lander.
you ass face. He does call me ass face. So Dude Lander and ass face. That's us.
On that note,
Yay.
ladles and jelly spoons, thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is Dude Lander and Ass Face signing off. Goodbye. Until next time.